Can you hear me now? Yeah, I just noticed I was muted, so oops. All I said was good morning. Let's do some readings. Just post your question. I'll get to you. Is there sound now? There is, right? Yeah. Okay. So. Hi. Yeah, for sure. So I have a different platform right now, but I'm not going to be able to post the question like on the screen. You know how I'll have it up on the screen. So today it's not going to be like that, just right now. But I'm going to do the question, can I get a message from my spirit guides, please? Yes, of course. For, Doreen. Spirit guides for Doreen, please. What is her message? Okay. Just get a couple more. Doreen. Okay, I'm getting that, you sometimes will start things and you'll end them because, you get bored or you're disappointed for some reason. And it's pretty much just asking you, like, before you just jump into things, first of all, before you just jump into things, like, make sure you're actually considering if you're going to follow through with them. Don't just, like, set up a bunch of things and, like, not follow through with anything. Because that's going to leave you in disappointment. You're not going to finish anything. You're not going to have anything to show for it. And so basically it's going to leave you feeling like you have nothing to show for it. Like, why did I even do that? Why did I even waste time? And so, this card here, Five of Cups, he's focused, laser focused on the negative here, the 3 cups that are knocked down. He's not so much focused on these 2 cups that are still standing. So there is still positive in your situation. It's just like, it's hard for you to see that because this Page of Wands wants to just go on to the next thing without thinking very much. And it really doesn't help, you keep leaving things without finishing. There's no follow through. You need some kind of like fixed energy in your realm so that you can follow through on things and actually later on be like, look what I've accomplished, not be like disappointed with all these opportunities that you feel like are just kind of passing you. It's up to you to kind of like live in the moment instead of just wanting to like, okay, I've accomplished this, now I'm kind of over it, I want to do something else. Just try to slow down a bit, see the positive that's there. There still is positive there. It's just you have to like follow through on things and actually finish things to their completion, and then you'll feel like, okay, I've done this, I've done that, through to completion. It's not just like I started this, I started that, and I'm not really proud of myself at all because I feel like I haven't done anything. So you just kind of have to slow it down a bit, and live in the moment. And don't be so disappointed because there are good things out there for you still. It's just kind of up to you to like recognize those things. Like start looking at more positive things for yourself. It's there. It's just you like don't see it. You don't see it that way, but it's still there. Just because you don't see it that way, it's just waiting for you to see it that way. You can't just look at things like you failed. You haven't failed. I mean, you still have a lot of life to live. You got to accomplish some things all the way through. Follow them through. You'll feel a lot better. Slow down. Okay, hi. Okay, so may I know R's current thoughts towards me and expect contact from him? Let's see. R. If you guys do donate, please just let me know. Like, keep letting me know because the chat is kind of small for me, so I have to like really like look. So if I don't see it right away, forgive me. I just can't really see it. I mean, I can see it, but it's just, just remind me, please. Aw, thank you. That's nice. Aw, shucks. Okay. Stupid. All right. Stupid. How's that for beautiful? Wow. Okay, so it looks like you're putting this to rest for now. There's just like a little break in between right now and the next, whatever happens between you guys. But right now, I encourage you to kind of just take a step back from it and just like do you time. If not, if you can't do you time, just take a step back from it. You know, for a day, for an hour, I mean, for some amount of time. Take a step back and just kind of rest. Like, do some meditation, whatever you have to do. But take some rest here. This is definitely you resting. You know, that's what the Four of Swords is about. Not only putting things to rest, but resting, like literally resting, physically resting. Because it seems like you've been like, I mean, we don't have Nine of Swords here, but it kind of seems like you've been up at night, not really sleeping very much. And if that's not true, then it's just basically saying, like, it's time for you to just rest on this, you know? Basically just overall. I mean, and this is a love situation, or, you know, it has the potential to be, or at one time it was, you know? But right now I feel like it's best for you to kind of just, like, put it on the back burner for even just a second, you know? It's just the best thing for you right now. So let's see about them and how they feel about you. So it's kind of like encouraging you to not think about love as much if you can help it. Let's see what they're feeling towards you though. R, what is R feeling towards her or him? I didn't catch your username, so forgive me. I don't know if her or him. I didn't see your name. How does R feel about you? You know who you are. How does R feel about you? Oh, there it is. Is R an air sign, which would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius with the King of Swords? If not, it's a person who's very straightforward. Like, they're not very emotional in their communication, in the way they express their communication. It's not really about emotions for them. It's more about facts and, you know, things that are, like, rational, you know? So, let's see. I feel like you're getting kind of a cold, you know, when they communicate with you. It just feels cold. It just doesn't really feel like they don't open up very much, you know. They're honest, straightforward, but they're, and not like straightforward, not like too much straightforward, just like literally like this is what it is, you know. And so it kind of just feels like impersonal. It doesn't really feel good necessarily. So let's see. Queen of Wands. Okay, yeah, this person is very independent. It's like hard to like get them in any one place for any length of time. It's like they just like to move around and they like to be free and they like to go and just do whenever they want to do whatever they want to do. So it's hard to like even get this person to like really be there with you in the moment and like tell you how they feel, and that's probably why you're asking, because you're just like, I mean, do they like me or not? Because they're so about themselves, you know, and not in like a necessarily selfish way, but just, you know, they're just concerned with whatever they're doing and they're not really slowing down for anyone else. They don't need permission, they don't need to check in. It's just, you know, they're very about what they're doing. So it's hard to really know what they're feeling. You know, we don't have cups here. So let's see. And these are two, you know, people. They could be a fire sign as well, either air or fire. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And it doesn't have to be, but that's just what's coming out here. So it probably is. But if not, then we're just talking about that's the expression of those cards, is cold, rational, and also very independent. And not really, you know, slowing down for anybody. Just very independent. And, okay, it looks like they're very focused on their stability right now. They're not, see, it's funny, we don't have any cups here. This person is not really interested in all of that right now. It seems, you know, it seems like they're basically focused on how can they become more self-sufficient, how can they earn more money, how can they feel more secure, you know, by helping themselves do that. Like, they're not trying to be dependent. It's not anything about cups, no emotions here. It's just rational and secure thoughts, you know, just how can I like make myself feel more secure within myself? You know, how can I work to get more money, more stuff that makes me feel secure, whatever that is for them, because it's going to be different for everyone. Some people it's money, some people it's a job, some people it's like literally like stuff, things, a house, you know, material items. They're just trying to build their security right now. So really I don't see them focus too much on love. Let's see anything else we can get for this. Or emotions in general. They're just kind of like, nope, I'm about my money right now and that's it, you know. So it's hard to get through to them, really. Interesting. So this is what... All right, so it seems like they're kind of doing this cycle thing in love relationships. If not, it's about a decision that they have to make that they haven't made yet, and that's why they are, you know, I don't really see anything about love. It could be one of two things. It could be that this Lover's card here, Gemini, is talking about love, literally a lover. But it could also just represent, you know, they have to make a decision. It's like the two sides of a situation, like the good and the bad, you know, the black and the white. It's like there's two sides to everything, or there's like, you know, there's good and bad to everything, basically. They have to come to some decision about something. They haven't yet, and that's why they're feeling stuck here. It's kind of like this thing that's circulated back around over and over and over. It's just something that they really need to make a decision on now. It could involve love, since the lovers are there. It doesn't have to, though. I mean, it could just be a decision about anything. Some reason, though, they're feeling stuck and they're feeling trapped. And so maybe that's why they haven't made the decision. For you, I don't really see them thinking too much about love. I don't see them thinking, you know, they have some kind of dilemma right now, and it really isn't concerning other people. I mean, it could be concerning other people, but not romantically. You know, it seems like it's more about work, security, and things like that. So I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, it seems like if they're not reaching out to you or whatever, it's probably just because they've got this dilemma going on. They have to make this decision. Try to just give them some space and time to do that. You know, you don't want to, like, bombard a person who's has a dilemma going on. Just give them some time. Kind of like the first one, just take a rest on it, you know, put it to rest for now. So yeah, I don't really know. It doesn't really show anything about how they're feeling. It kind of is just explaining to me what they're going through right now. So my advice to you is just kind of like give it some time. Give it a couple days, you know, check in, see what's up with them. It seems like they're kind of having to like make a big decision right now, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's not like they're not interested. But of course, we don't really know what they're feeling because it's not really showing us anything about love for them. So unless that lovers there is about lovers, then if you happen to know if they're in a relationship or not, or if they're in one with you, then there's some decision they have to come to before they can really kind of express themselves emotionally. And they feel stuck by it, like it's holding them back. But it's really not. They're the ones holding themselves back. With the Eight of Swords, it's all in your head, so it's not really that you're held back physically, like you can't leave. It's just that you kind of feel trapped within whatever your thoughts are, you know? It's keeping you trapped. So that person is just needing to see it in a different way and kind of see that they are responsible for their own lives and they need to like take action to change things that they feel uncomfortable with. So blah blah blah. Can I have a love reading, please? This is for Lena. Yes, of course, Lena. Okay. Hi. All right, so Lena. Beautiful day today. Lena, tell me about Lena's love life. What do we need to know? What do we need to be aware of? What do you want to bring to our attention? Same thing, Eight of Swords, feeling trapped. It's not physically trapped. No one is holding you there, even though it looks like it. But you see how the swords are in the ground, and you see how her hands are tied. Clearly she's in a situation, but her ankles aren't tied. And the swords, remember, they're stabbed in the ground, but it's not going to stop her from walking away. She just doesn't know that because she has this blindfold on. She doesn't know that she can walk away. And so basically it's just kind of like, you feel like it's real, like you're really trapped, but you're really just stuck inside your own head. It's really just in your own head. So you can escape whatever you're feeling trapped and stuck in. It's just you have to kind of like realize that and then do it. Do something about it, you know? So let's see. Tell me more about love for Lena. Tell me more about love for Lena. Ooh, okay. Could be an earth sign person. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If not, I would say that this is something, you know, having to do with the stability overall in your situation. Like you just feel like, you know, you're kind of held back by, you know, something regarding love. It could be a person specifically, or it could just be like you're single and you don't want to be, you know, for whatever reason. It's kind of fucking with your stability a bit. You feel stuck, you feel trapped, you feel limited, you feel like you want to just break out and soar and have a love experience, but it's just not happening. But you're not stuck. I mean, everything happens for a reason. You know, everything's going to happen when it's supposed to happen, right? Whatever the saying is. I can't think of it right now, but you know what I mean. So, let's see what else we can get for you. Yeah, I would say you're not really stuck. If you don't know what that means, basically, it just means overall happiness. I mean, the 10 of Cups is the last of the cups, and it's complete, you know, it's as high as you can get, you know. So, I mean, that kind of sounds weird, but what I mean is, it's not like, oh, you're going to have good fortune, ta-da. It's just, like, basically this is all happening for a reason. You're going to get to this happy place. You just kind of have to, like, well, let's see what you have to do. I mean, first of all, I would say you got to kind of break out of this whole mode, because it really is up to you in this case with the Eight of Swords, because she's not really stuck, right? But she feels like she is, but that in itself is holding her back. So it's kind of, like, up to you to break free of that perspective, you know? Anything else? You're taking on a lot right now. You really are. So, I mean, do you even have time for a situation regarding love? I mean, do you really think you do? I mean, the Ten of Wands, excuse me, the Ten of Wands is really not, like, a card that is, you know, you don't really want to be stuck in that energy very long, because it's exhausting. I mean, he's carrying all these wands by himself. Other people could be helping out, and they're just not. And they'll watch you. They'll just be like, okay, they're going to take over. They're going to do it. That's cool with me. You know, they're not going to be like, oh, maybe we should kind of help out. No, they're going to let you as long as you keep doing it. So put your boundaries down. You know, don't be a doormat. Don't do everything that everyone else is supposed to do for themselves. It's exhausting. So, you know, but you are the most stable one around right now for what, you know, whatever responsibilities you're kind of like taking on for people, or, you know, if it's not people, it's like, but, you know, it seems like different people have these responsibilities, and you're just taking everything on. Like, you just keep loading up, or like helping people out. You just keep saying, yeah, I'll help you there. I'll do this. I'll be there, you know, and it's like, it's a lot, you know? And, it seems like you're the most stable one for that position right now, though. And that's why you're being asked to help so much. But, you're taking on way too much, and it's really, you know, it's like, do you even have time for a love situation? I really don't see it happening. 2 10s too here. So it's kind of cool, though, because 10 of Wands and 10 of Cups both are at the last stage of the suit, completion at its highest, right? So in that way, don't you see, if you want to get to this 10 of Cups, you got to release this. You can't just be that person forever, and you're not going to be able to have a love at all. You're not going to have time for anything. So how can you really get to the 10 of Cups if you're at the 10 of Wands right now? You got to put some boundaries down. You are the most stable person right now, and even though you're the most stable person, you have your shit together, it's a bit lonely, you know, because it's just you. It's like you have no social life. You're just helping everybody out all the time. And so you got to just make time for you. You know, if you even want to reach this 10 of Cups, you got to make time for yourself and for your pleasure, you know. You got to have the separate, yeah, you're an authority. I mean, I think it's interesting that you're an authority. This is also the Aries card. So there could be an Aries that you have around you or you're involved with, or is coming. But I would say more this is talking about, like, your... I haven't been reading your comments. I'm reading them right now. Okay. I see what you're saying, and you're asking if there's a reconciliation. You're asking if someone's coming back and if there's new love. There could be an Aries person. I don't know if you're involved with one from the past, but what I'm seeing with this is basically, okay, we're talking about somebody who's in a position of authority, in a position of, like, overseeing a lot of other people and, like, making sure things are working, put together well, like a manager almost, but it's not necessarily that you're a manager. It's just kind of like you're managing a lot of different things at once. It's like you're the person for the job. You're the most responsible. And that's why you're in this position as well. So you could be taking on a lot. If we're not literally talking about, like, a job position or, like, you know, as a mother or something, you know, like overseeing and making sure everything's, you know, in good order. We're talking about just, like, some position you are in, maybe within your friends, whatever it is. There you feel, and even if people aren't putting it on you, this is your energy of what you're feeling about it. It's like you're taking on so much, maybe people don't even notice. But the thing is, that's the thing about boundaries, is you have to put your boundaries down. You have to be like, look, I'm feeling exhausted right now. I can't. You need to help. You know, you need to do what you're supposed to do, because I can't do it all. So it's like, be aware of that and be able to voice that, because people aren't going to know if you don't voice it, you know. And even if they do know, they're not going to do anything unless you make them. You know, you can't make anyone do anything, but you don't have to do everything yourself. You don't have to do everything on your own. So know that. About love, hun, it's just basically saying, like, you don't even have time for that shit. You don't have time for any of this while you're doing this. So make some time for it. You know, you're going to have to, like, make some changes here. You're going to have to put some boundaries down. You're going to have to tell some people around you, look, this is your job, not mine. I'm not going to do it anymore. Or just simply don't do it and see if they pick it up. I mean, you don't have to do everything. You don't have to be responsible for everything. Remember that. You don't even have time right now. And what's sad is you don't even really have time right now for this. Forget about love. You can't even find this right now. No offense. I'm just saying you got to make some time for that shit, because it seems like right now you really just don't have time for anything. And it's exhausting. And you got to do something about it. Okay? So forget about love right now. Make time for yourself, Make time for you. And then we'll talk about love. What is... Honey, I have answered that question for you before about Vivek. Ask a different question, though, and we'll do that. And thanks, by the way, for liking, sharing, and subscribing with your hearts. Stop spamming. Yeah, no, I see you, but let's ask a different question, because we can't do it like that. We can't ask the same question over and over and over and over. And I answered that for you a couple days ago. So, let's see. I'm going to switch up your question a little bit since you're not switching it up. It's going to be about Vivek, don't worry. But what do we need to know? What do we need to know? What's best for you to understand right now about that whole situation with him? Okay, that's what I'll ask. What do we need to know? What can you tell us and bring to our attention about Vivek and Nikita that we don't know? Something that needs to be known about the situation that she needs to know about the situation with him. Okay. Ooh, okay. So, current feelings. Ooh. Hurting. You hurting? Yeah. So, this seems to have been a situation that could have been started in the past. You guys could have some sort of history already, or the history is you're kind of waiting on the person to make a move or reciprocate or whatever it is. I mean, this is you kind of waiting patiently, and you'll wait. But the thing about the Seven of Pentacles is, don't wait forever. Don't wait like that for somebody. I mean, this is something, the reason I also feel like it's from the past is because we're talking about Page of Swords. We're talking about either a younger air sign person. It could be you who's younger, them who's younger, whatever. Whoever the younger one is in the situation could be an air sign person, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or both. Or we're talking about, it's something from the past that you can't really get over. This one foot is stepping forward. I'm ready. I want to experience new things. I want to kind of move away from the past and towards the future. I want to do this. I'm stepping forward, ready. And this foot is set firmly in the past with this sword here, very defensive, very personal. You just don't get it. You don't understand. I just have to hang on to this. You just don't get it. So, and this is a situation where someone is not committed and someone gets bored very easily and they kind of just move along. And it's as soon as they came in, they were gone. And it's just, you might have had this connection, very quickly, and it could have just kind of faded out, and you're still kind of waiting for that to return. And it may return, but it may not too. And so that's the Seven of Pentacles. It's you just can't, I mean, to me, Seven of Pentacles isn't saying don't wait around. It's saying this person's waiting patiently. I just personally always tell people that that I don't like that card, because it's don't do that. Don't limit your life. You don't wait for a person. You know what I mean? Don't wait for there's certain situations in life where we have to wait for another person to make the next move, job interview, okay? I did the interview and I have to wait for them to hire me or whatever. But I mean, even then, you can be calling every day, reminding them, hey, remember me, so you can still do something. It's not just waiting for life to happen. Waiting and not doing anything. I mean, I just do not ever recommend that. So when I see the Seven of Pentacles, I feel do something else than just waiting for the person to make a move or come back or whatever the situation is. But also know, if you haven't had a past with them, know that this person really probably is not the committal type. So that could be where that Three of Swords would come from. It's heartbreaking, or it's painful. It's just disappointing emotionally. So don't expect much with that person as of right now. You know, you might already know that, maybe you don't, but I would say the reason you're not getting, you know, a clear understanding on how they feel or what's going to happen is because they're not really committal. They're not concerned with trying to make that happen, you know, right now at least. So. Okay. Let us see. You guys gotta switch up your questions, I swear. Wow, okay. Taylor, it's all about what you make of it. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding, but I mean that's a very, like, you can make it a good time. You mean, is like, do you have anything to kind of like worry about, or are there going to be any obstacles in the way? Is that kind of what you're asking about, your trip? Let's look into that for you. Let's look into Taylor's trip and see what's going to happen. You know, are there going to be any obstacles in the way? Are there going to be anything to worry about? Anything that we need to know that we don't know now about it? No? Anything at all that we just aren't aware of that would be good to know about this trip? Something to know. Bring to our attention what we need to know about this trip for Taylor. Okay, thank you. Strength. Endurance. Leo. Leo person. Leo person. Leo person. Leo person? Maybe. Could be a Leo person. But if I haven't said that enough times, you know, we're talking about strength. We're talking about endurance and just kind of like seeing it through, pushing through, you know, being strong, facing adversity, overcoming obstacles, things like that. So let's see what else we can get here. Libra. Get the Libra card. Fairness, justice, Ace of Cups. Okay. Let's see. You've needed this trip, by the way. It's going to be fulfilling for sure. And it seems like this is just the right moment. Like, you needed this. I mean, it's just, you deserve this, is what I'm getting from this. It's been difficult. And now it's time to just, you know, feel that peace and just feel balance, because this is something you need. And basically, you know, with the Ace of Cups, it's like overfilled with joy, your cup here. Overflowing with joy. Overflowing with support and, you know, not necessarily like love, relationship, romance, but I mean, could be. It's just, you know, the Ace of Cups in this context, I feel like it's more talking about like your emotional, you know, you're just feeling very happy. You're feeling very fulfilled emotionally. So that's good. Yeah, I mean, definitely wouldn't say there's much to worry about. The only thing I would say is basically give yourself this. Give this to yourself. Like, don't limit, you know, don't self-criticize. Like, be like, okay, yeah, I deserve this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to enjoy it. Like, don't be too worried about other things. I mean, it seems like maybe that's what you do a lot. So it's, you know, you kind of just have to like recognize I deserve this. I've been through a lot of shit, or I've been working really hard, or whatever the strength is here for, and I deserve this. This is meant for me. So yeah, right on. I'm gonna soak in the sun. Hell yeah. Okay. Yep, see, you got a Virgo too. How you doing? Yep, we're worriers, but what are you gonna do? You know, meditate. No, but give yourself this. That's why I said don't self-criticize. That's funny because you're a Virgo too. Oh God. Don't do it. Don't even think about doing it. Just enjoy it. Be like, yes, this is for me. I'm so proud of myself. Pat on the back. You know, just recognize your strength and everything that you've been doing. This is meant for you. Just do that shit, you know what I mean? Enjoy it. Do not like stress over, you're on vacation, you know what I mean? Feel that shit. Live in the moment. If you can, as Virgo, I don't know. That might be impossible, but it's not. It's just, it's difficult, but it's not impossible. You said, oh Lord, okay. Will my ex come back to me soon? What's your moon sign? You said it's hard being a Virgo, Taylor. Oh, with the Taurus moon. Okay, well, you're a little bit more stable, you know, that's good. You know, because when you think like Virgo and then like the moon, you know, if it's water, it's kind of, you know, there is, and not for everybody, but I mean, you know, I tend to think of it as like, you know, any water sign moon is like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces moon sign. There's some level of instability, or there's some level of, you know, you need to kind of like figure out how to integrate your emotional side into, you know, your everyday life, because it's a little bit, you know, with water in the moon, like it's comfortable, but it's just feminine and deep and emotional. So it's heavy, you know, it's a lot. And so, you know, with a Taurus moon, I feel like you're a little bit more, it's easier for you to kind of like stay focused or do what you need to do, get things done, you know, maybe not, but it's also a fixed sign with Taurus there. So that follow through shouldn't be much of a problem. And then Virgo and Taurus, so that's a good team, yeah. But yeah, I could see how you wouldn't really be able to like just fully enjoy something. But Tauruses, you know, they can enjoy their pleasures, you know. Try to just tap into that moon when you're out. Although it's new experience, you could be tapping into your ascendant more because it's a new thing. And that's how you face everything, is by your ascendant for the first time anyway. So new experiences, you know. So let's see here. The question was something about my ex. Will my ex come back to me soon? Okay, well, I can't do yes or no's, okay? So, I'm just going to say, what do we need to know about... I wish I had my Romance Angels Oracle, I don't, but let's say, end of this year, what is the energy between you looking like? You know, are there any changes? What do we need to know about that situation between... what was your name? Yosra? If I'm saying that correct. Yosra. And their ex. What do we need to know about that situation? What do we need to know about that situation? What's the energy between them looking like as we close out the year? You know, is there anything different? Is there anything changed? And what do we need to know? What can you bring to our attention? It's going to be, you guys, it's not necessarily saying anything like negative, but I don't feel like you guys will be back together by the end of this year, because first of all, it's showing that you're going to have a major period of like self-reflection with the Hermit card here. This is also Virgo, but Hermit in general is just talking about like self-reflection. It's isolation, you know, and not isolation like you're literally isolated, but you are choosing to be like, no outside influences. I'm going to sit here with my journal a couple days, or, you know, I'm going to meditate, or just like think to myself, whatever I need to do to like self-reflect and to like check in with myself, have that self-check and realize like, what am I doing? Why? What do I want to do? How do I get there? You know, what are the steps? What am I going to do when I go back into the world out of this isolation period? How am I going to like approach this? You know, it's just kind of like organizing that within yourself and understanding where you're at. So, you know, no outside influences, nobody's opinion matters right now. It's about self-reflection. And that you're the only one who can really judge that. I mean, but even then you shouldn't judge it. I just mean that, you know, this is only really, it only matters what you think in this moment, in this, you know, period of time that you do this. So another thing that we have is the 8 of Cups. And that's talking basically about, you know, you're trying to find purpose, meaning you're trying to fill this void here. You see these 8 cups here filled to the brim. And then you have this spot right there. It's like this person has what they need for sure. Maybe even a little bit of what they want too. With these cups just filled to the brim, there's many of them, but it's just not enough. I mean, it's just not, something's missing. And so that's why they're out going into the mountains here on the solo journey. They're trying to look for something that makes sense to them, that means something of value that they can, you know, be, you know, just know. They just are looking for purpose. They're a bit lost right now. You know, they're searching for that thing or many things. The problem with the 8 of Cups is, you know, the person could be tending to look outside of themselves for this, you know, to fill this, I guess you could call it void, this empty space where the cup should be, when they should really be looking inside. It sounds cliche, and it totally is, but it's true. You know, you'll be on an endless search if you keep looking outside for things to like make it better. It's not going to last. So I think it's cool how these two come out together, and it's even more cool how you know, the ace or the Eight of Cups is first and then it's the Hermit, because basically you're on this journey and then you go into hermit mode, and that's when you kind of figure out exactly, you hone in on what you need to be doing. So good. It's not saying you get, so to me, you know, obviously I feel like that doesn't mean you're going to be with anybody. You're probably just going to be on your own, and but that's a good thing. That's what's needed for that time. I mean, we have free will. You can choose to, you know, definitely you can choose to not do that. But it seems like that's what direction you'll be headed in. And possibly even both of you will be headed in that direction, because this is the energy between you by the end of the year. So it's like you guys will be going your separate ways, trying to figure your own lives out. Don't really see much connection between you. It seems like this is a very, you know, just you time. Justice, this is also Libra. And so if there's no Libra, basically it's just saying this is what's meant to be for right now. You know, and it's not this, what I like about the reading is I don't have to tell you that it's never going to happen again. I don't have to tell you that, you know, it's not going to work out. I mean, there's not enough information here to tell you that. I'm not saying it's never going to work out, but I'm saying right now, at the end of the year, it's looking like you're going to be kind of focusing on yourself. So it's just not happening by the end of the year, but there's always next year, you know? And by that time, you might even be just focused on whatever you're doing otherwise, you know? You could just be, like, over it by that time. Like, I should probably just let go of this, you know? I'm just going to focus on me and maybe meet somebody else or just do something else, you know? So let's see. How does my Pisces ex feel about the ending, please? It says Freedom Lover 111. Nice name. Okay. I'm gonna switch decks because why not? So let's see, Freedom Lover 111. How does my Pisces ex feel about the ending? How does the Pisces feel now? How about the ending with Freedom Lover 111? Got it. Well, they're definitely, you know, they're walking away. It's either that they're walking away themselves or they're having to, like, if you're the one who broke up with them and they didn't really want that to happen, then they're having to, like, kind of be forced away, or not forced, but led away. See how this person's, like, leading them away? So it could be that they're, like, kind of hesitant to walk away, and it's kind of just, like, what they have to do because you are ending it. Or that could be you. But, I mean, either way, someone is walking away. So it kind of seems like they're kind of, they're not, like, you know, resisting too much. I mean, they're going with it. It's kind of just like they're accepting it, maybe hesitantly, but they're still accepting it. That's what they're doing, is they're walking away. They know that this is where it's come. So let's see what else we can see for them. Feelings and emotions on Pisces ex's part. Okay, trying to focus on that stability. They understand that they can create, like, whatever they want to do, not whatever they want to do, but it's kind of like an energy of, like, they're okay. Like, they know, okay, now I'm going to have to, like, step up and kind of, like, do some things for myself. Like, I'm going to have to, like, make some moves, you know? Talking about money, material items, possibly. The Magician is, you know, very able to take care of themselves. You know, they have everything that they need to accomplish their goals. So this person's, like, thinking about, what do I want to manifest next? What's my next step? You know, but they know that they're going to have to make some moves for themselves now and take responsibility for themselves, basically. And they're kind of ready to do that. I mean, this is not very emotional, which is kind of weird. You would think for a breakup you would see emotions, but I feel like this person is kind of, like, set and ready in this kind of, like, maybe they've been thinking that this was going to happen for a long time. Interestingly enough, about Pisces, you know, no matter it's, you know, rising, you know, sun, moon, you know, any planet, you know, Venus, whatever it is, or strong Neptune in the chart, you know, we see that a lot of times with Pisces or Neptune, people can hide their emotions for a while, or they can, like, they could be saying they're feeling a certain way, and then, like, later on, you know, they weren't being completely forthcoming about it. I don't know if that's because Pisces and Neptune are kind of like that secretive or that like illusion, you know, kind of like not telling you the whole truth and you're just thinking it's something that it really isn't. This kind of like, you know, pink or rose-colored glasses, just like kind of like that fog, you know, just nothing very clear all the time. The moon card, you know, it's clouded thinking. It's Pisces. So it's interesting because maybe they've been, you know, maybe they've known that this was going to happen for some time, so they're kind of now, they're not really so emotional about it as much as they're like ready to kind of do what they have to do now. So interesting. Maybe that's one way we could look at that, why there's no cups here. Let's see if there's any cups coming out though as we move forward. So tell me their emotions right now. The Pisces X, tell me their emotions about the ending with them in Freedom Lover 111. Okay. Yeah, so actually it seems like they're kind of like realizing, you know, they're living in this truth now. It's kind of like they can't deny it anymore. It's in the light. It may have been in the dark before, you know, like we said, Pisces, Neptune, that whole fog kind of thing, you know, they could have been in denial or maybe just didn't see it before, but now it's kind of clear to them. It's in the light. They cannot deny it. I mean, it's right there. It's shining bright before them. And I wouldn't say that they're like uncaring at all. It's just, you know, here's a cup here finally. Queen of Cups, which is a great card to get for this because it means that they genuinely do care. It's just right now they have to focus on their stability, and that's what they're aware of very much. But the thing is, I feel like they realize that this was kind of a toxic thing for whatever reason. You know, something about it just wasn't good, and they kind of weren't seeing that for a long time, or however long it lasted. But this is the Sun here, so it's like this is something that they can't really deny anymore. And they may have denied it for a long time. And so even if it's them who's the toxic one, they still understand that, like, this is something that they felt kind of like, if not addicted to, they felt like it was a toxic connection. I mean, it was a connection that they felt like they couldn't just walk away from. They couldn't just brush off. Like, it was nothing. I mean, but they felt tied to it. You know what I mean? Chained. Stuck. See the chains, how they're chained to this devil character here? They're chained because it's, you know, this card does represent addictions. This card does represent, you know, things you can't just brush off, things you feel this attachment to, but unhealthy attachment, you know, something you cannot live without. And it really doesn't feel good most of the time. So, I mean, not to say that they think the whole relationship didn't feel good and it was horrible. It's just that they're realizing some aspect of it, even if it was some behavior that they exhibited or was, you know, that they added to the situation. Even if it's them, you know, they understand now that, like, this was kind of a toxic thing. And so maybe it's better just to leave it as it is now. You know, they're kind of accepting of, like, realizing that it was toxic. There were things about it that were not good, and now they're just trying to kind of, like, move forward with that. It's not like they're just over it. I mean, they still have that Queen of Cups there. They still care. But it's just realizing the truth. You know, it's having that realization that they maybe couldn't have before until they walked away from it and saw, yeah, okay, this is happening for a reason. This is just what it is right now, you know, and it's probably better for now, you know. So they're kind of accepting it. General love reading for Shreya. Shreya. Ooh. Ah! You are ready for something new. You could be in a love triangle. If not, I would say that, you know, this is something, you may meet somebody while, you know, having a drink, or not necessarily drinking, but it could be, you know, obviously you're with some people that you enjoy. You know, these are not like acquaintances. These are not drinking buddies and that's it. Like, these people care about you. You know these people well. You can open up to them. So I would say, like, if you're going to meet somebody new, because you're ready to, you know, you're ready to have some kind of adventure at least. So, and I would say some kind of an adventure where you're trying to, you know, you're trying to put the past behind you. You're trying to, like, do something different, something new, something exciting, something just, you know, that you haven't done before or in a long time. You know, just something fun and just that makes you feel alive. Like, no worries. Like, fuck all that. You know, like, let's just have some fun. And you're doing that with your friends. You know, that would be a good idea to do that with your friends if this isn't a third party. But, you know, a third party situation, love triangle. But it seems like, you know, you'd be with your friends when you meet a person, a new person. It's like a mutual friend possibly, or you're just with friends and you meet this person randomly together. But I feel like it's important. If it's not a love triangle we're talking about here, we're talking about, you're wanting something new and exciting. And the best way to find that is by going out with friends and just kind of enjoying each other, having a good time, and you'll meet someone then. I'm just checking if you said anything, because I don't know about this third party situation here. I'm just trying to make sure that, I have everything covered that I'm picking up on. So let's see. Tell me about a person. So, okay, there could be a new person that you would meet, or this is at least your energy that you're wanting to meet somebody new or having some kind of new experience. Even if it's with someone from your past, you're wanting a new love situation. You're wanting it to spark. So let's see what's going to happen here. Anything within this year happening for Shreya regarding love, regarding romance, new love, anything you can tell us about the happenings of this year? Very focused on your stability. You have your stability. I mean, there's no doubt about that. It seems like if you don't feel completely stable right now and dependent on and self-sufficient or independent, you're focused in that area. Like, that's basically where you're headed. And so here it's, you're nurturing, you're open to others. You also can take care of yourself. That's something that's very attractive for a lot of people. So, sorry, my knee itches so bad. I've been getting these freaking bug bites. Oh my God, I don't even know what it is, but I need to stop. One moment. Oh wait, no. Clap. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I have to go get some ice, okay? Swear to God, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. My leg itches so bad I can't even sit here like this anymore without putting ice on it. So anyway, let's continue. So yeah, you're focused on, becoming more independent, and that should be able to be possible for you. So that's very attractive. So that's where you're at. That's good. So you're in a positive place. Let's see if there's anyone coming in now. Honey, it's just focusing basically on, look, you're self-sufficient as fuck. And look, it's funny because it's like, okay, yeah, if you don't feel completely self-sufficient yet, that's where you're headed. And boom, I mean, Queen of Pentacles. It's like, that's it right there, completely. You're self-sufficient. It's interesting because we're talking about new love. This is what you're wanting. But what you're getting is you being able to take care of yourself without needing anybody. Maybe this is something you need to, hear, or you need to realize, or you need to kind of live in this energy more, is independence, not needing somebody to depend on. And so maybe you've depended on people for a long time, or that's just where you're comfortable. And so this year it's going to be asking you, to challenge yourself and say, hey, can you do it by yourself? And it looks like you fucking can, so don't even worry about that. But I think really with love, it's not necessarily saying anyone's going to come in. Although if you did meet somebody, I would say it would probably be while out with mutual friends. Don't isolate, don't be doing things alone. Enjoy your time this year, and focus on your stability and focus on your independence. And really, when you think about it, that's kind of the best energy to be in, when you find someone to date is like, you want to be independent. You want to be able to depend on yourself and not need anyone else when you meet someone, you know? You don't want to be in this insecure kind of mode. It's better that way. So maybe it's just priming you for this person. So, I mean, it's a really great energy to be in. Seriously. Like, everyone wishes they could be in that energy of just like complete security. You can do it yourself. You don't need anyone else. And then you meet somebody. That's the ideal way to do it, you know? A lot of us don't do that, but looks like that's what you're doing this year. I don't really see anyone necessarily coming in for sure. It's just saying kind of like the energy you'll be in, which is a great fucking energy. No doubt about that. Best life, aw. Dang, there's a lot of you today. Right on. I'm not hating. I just wanted to get that question. You said, would our Libra and I reconnect as being weeks since... has been weeks since last time I asked. Okay. That's life. Let's see. You and Libra. What was the question? I'm sorry. Would our Libra and I reconnect? Time frame or just in general? Overall, like, will you ever reconnect? Like, romantically? Is what you're asking? Of course, correct me if I'm wrong, but let's see. What's happening with Libra right now? Like, what's our Libra, the person, what do they do? You know, what's their focus? And then we'll look at kind of where they're headed and if that's looking like in your direction, okay? So let's see here. Damn, okay. Pay attention. Like, these are your cards. No mistake. This is what they want you to know, okay? Oh, shit! Ah! Okay. I like to be able to, like, say this. You know, I don't want to give you, like, false hope and all that, but, I mean, this is the reunion card, straight up. But what we're talking about here, though, too, is, like, stability, money, having what you need. So I would say, like, you're going to have to be in this position of, like, not really being needy, of kind of, like, having your own back, you know? At least you're going to have money, I mean, in some way. Either money's going to come in, it's going to, you know, you're going to have more money for whatever, some reason. Maybe you're working harder, you get a loan, or money just, you get a new job, whatever it is. It seems like you have a, you know, good level of stability here when this happens. And what's happening is you're kind of, you know, it's the sun again, and it's also the Four of Wands. So, I mean, that's the reunion. Two people getting together and kind of, like, either celebrating something or coming together and reuniting. So, I would say, you know, it has to probably do something with money as well. Because the Ten of Pentacles is very... Again, we have another 10. And it's complete. It's at its highest level. And so I would say you're either in a stable position or you're having, you know, an increase in income in some way. So I wouldn't really worry too much about that. It seems, too, that, you know, this is an energy that feels very good, obviously, with the sun here. It's like it just feels radiant, feels right. That's what it feels right. And so the World card, it's kind of makes me think that this is something that is hot and cold or in and out, or something that's happened before, like a repeated cycle. You know, as we move throughout the year, time goes on, the world keeps turning, nothing, you know, time never stops. And this seems to be a cycle. So I don't know if this has happened before for you. It kind of seems as though that would be the case. Like there is something, you know, that is cycling back around, and hopefully that's, you know, it just stays this time. But, you know, I don't really like that World card being there. Let's get some clarifications about the World card here. What do we need to know about the World card? Why is the World card here? Can you clarify, please? Temperance. Okay, so Sagittarius energy. Also, you said they're a Libra, so obviously, unless you're a Sag. But here we do have, okay, so peace and harmony. So it does restore peace and harmony back into your life. But again, with the world, let's see. Fucking mother. Okay. Seven of Swords. So, not a cute energy here. It's something that you don't know, basically. There's something sneaky, hidden, something is not being brought to the surface or paid attention to, or at least brought to your attention. It's kind of like right under your nose. So don't freak out. It is a little scary, but let's see if we can figure out what the Seven of Swords is about here. So this is all clarifying from the World card. We're talking here about, okay, cycles, something coming back around. You had said before that it's very on and off. So yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, and that, I don't like that, but let's see. I just don't feel like comfortable to be able to be like, yay, reunion, but it might end again and start again and end again. So, I'm just giving you all the details that I'm seeing. So basically, yeah, it definitely adds some level of like harmony back into your life. It restores harmony and even somewhat balance, it feels good. But there's something that you just aren't aware of, or something maybe they're hiding. Let's see what this is about. Or maybe you're hiding. It could even just be like hiding feelings. So, I don't know. I mean, but even then, we have Aries here. Also, Ten of Wands. So, yeah, let me ask you this. You don't have to, like, tell me, but I'm just asking you to ask yourself, because this is the energy I'm getting here, is a person who has a lot of responsibility. They take a lot of responsibility for everybody involved. Like, they're the responsible one. They're the one who, even if they're not, like, very responsible with their own lives, they're the ones who always, take authority or lead. They just make sure everyone's good. They take over. They kind of, like, take on so much. And it's exhausting, but it's also something they're kind of, like, used to. Like, they're just a person that does that. They always, like, help out. They always just are the person to go to when you need, like, someone to, like, help you out, basically. So it could be that, it restores harmony back into your life, but also you're the one who ends up doing all the work. You're the one who ends up feeling like you're putting in most of the effort, and this person kind of allows you to do that. And it's exhausting, and it also just feels like it's just kind of you in a relationship with yourself. Like you're like, are you even, like, trying here? Or do you even, like, care to try? Like, it's just, I feel like what they're kind of, like, allowing this, and it just doesn't feel equal. You know what I mean? It doesn't, let me show you. It doesn't feel equal. It feels like you're the one who's taking responsibility, doing all the work, making sure everything's good, and they're kind of just slipping by and just kind of allowing that, and it's not really, so it, at the same time, it restores harmony, but at the same time, it kind of, like, depletes your, it exhausts you. And that's something that maybe you're not too aware of when this cycle is happening, is that, like, at the same time of it being so great and happy for you, you're not seeing that, like, it's also taking on a lot. And this person isn't really, doing their share of the effort or putting in their share. They're not meeting you halfway. So it's, it's exhausting. It's also great, but it's also a lot. So it's kind of like taking care of a kid or something. I don't know. I mean, that's just kind of like some ideas I'm getting in my head about that. Like, for example, so you could just feel very exhausted by it. But at the same time, they're not putting in much effort. But at the same time, it feels good to have them back around. So, does that make sense? You said yeah. Aw. Sorry to not be able to give you like a, oh my god, it's gonna be perfect. I'd love to do that, but it's just, I never do that unless I see that, which I don't know what perfection would look like in the deck, so I've never done that. I'm not gonna bullshit you though, but you said that's okay 100%. It's just what it is. I mean, it really kind of is cool because I like that. I mean, I don't like the reading, like, being like they're not putting in effort, but I like how it's kind of saying, like, to me, at least, it's saying, and it's up to you to, like, if you're going to deal with that or not, It's not like you have to. I mean, it sucks if you really love the person, you just want to do anything, you want it to be, like, perfect exactly how you want it, but it's like, you don't have to stay in that at the same time. Like, you still have power to get out of that situation if you feel it's not fair, and you can't change a person. If they don't put in the effort, there's, slim to, if anything, that you can do, which some people don't believe, but I mean, literally, trying to make somebody change into what you want them to be, all you can do is be you. So, I mean, you can talk to them, you can try to convince them, you can try to beg them, you can try to manipulate them, but it's like, you can't really make anybody do anything if they don't want to. So hopefully that person, you know, realizes that you're doing all the work. Maybe even having a discussion about it could be helpful, but I would think that, you know, it's really going to be up to you how you deal with that. But you do have a choice. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to just be that person who does everything. And it's going to be up to you to make that decision, you know? It's going to be up to you to decide if you want that or not. You said, yeah, like, to me, there's no point trying to change someone. Like, you're with them because they were how you met them, so no point changing them. Yeah, some people change, though, when you meet them. It's, like, kind of different. And that's why a lot of people, like, hang on to some relationships, because they're like, I want it to be how it was in the beginning, and they were so great in the beginning, and it's going to be like that again if I just do this or if I just do that. And it's like, it's not like it's your fault that they changed. I mean, it just, some people just weren't really that person. So, it's unfortunately, you know. But at any moment that you feel it's not fair or right by you, you don't have to stick around. I mean, a lot of people blame themselves, but it's like, I mean, you can't just do that forever. You can, though. You can, but don't. How does my Capricorn about me right now? No contact. Feel about you right now? Crystal Davis? Feel about you? Is that what you're... How do they feel about you, this Capricorn person? Capricorn person, how are they feeling about Crystal Davis? Right? Yeah. Ooh. Okay, I'm not gonna do that because these are the ones I was gonna put back in anyway. Just flipped over. Okay. How is the Capricorn feeling about Crystal Davis? How is the Capricorn feeling about Crystal Davis? Ooh. I have to switch decks. How is the Capricorn feeling about Crystal Davis right now? We keep getting this. Okay, so in the beginning we see this like self-sufficiency thing, like you have or this person feels about you like you're able to take care of yourself, which is something that a Capricorn would respect too. They don't really want to be with somebody who's going to be a leech or, you know, can't pull their own weight, so they definitely look at you in that way and think that that's really cool. I mean, I would think as a Capricorn they respect that. I mean, if this is what they're thinking about when they think of you, like, yeah, you can take care of yourself and you have your shit together, and you also can provide nurturing. Like, you see how you're she's got her pentacles here, but she's also, you know, tending to this garden around her, and she's also nurturing this bird. So it's like you are able to like take care of yourself. You're not greedy and withhold and like not narrow-minded, but you're not like stingy and like closed off and greedy, like, mine, this is mine, I worked for it, and anyone else could just fuck off and, you know, do it yourself like I did. It's like you're also able to like give nurturing and you know, be open to receiving it as well, but mostly being able to nurture. So it's like, I feel like that's what a Capricorn kind of would want, you know, in a person, is like they're able to take care of themselves. They can also be like romantic with me, you know. And so but this person is kind of thinking, you know, either that you're doing all this work that is like too much for you, or that they are. And so they could be feeling like, hey, I'm kind of doing most of the work here, I don't like that. You know, they're thinking about, I do feel like it's more their energy, but they're going to be trying to figure themselves out. It's kind of like they don't really know where they stand in the situation, because they're trying to figure out like what is the meaning of it. Not that they don't like you or care. I mean, I feel like they do have a high level of respect for you, but because they feel like they're not really, it might not even be that they're doing all the work. It's just that they could feel like they're not connecting with you. So they feel like they're kind of the ones trying to connect, and maybe you're not, because maybe you're working or whatever. You're self-sufficient, so you could be a pretty busy chick. And so basically they're trying to find some kind of connection. I mean, the cups here are emotional. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're not feeling a connection with you. I think that they respect that you're able to take care of yourself, and it's like they would like to have some kind of connection with you, but they just don't. They feel like they're the only ones who want that. They feel like they're the only ones pushing for that, or that, you know, it's not really happening on your end for whatever reason. And you said you guys are not in contact, right? So maybe that's why there was no contact, and maybe that's why they're not in contact, because now they're really just trying to look for some kind of connection somewhere else, or, you know, and it's not even really, the Eight of Cups isn't really about trying to find a connection. It's more about, you know, them trying to find meaning and purpose in life. They're trying to find something to fill that space of that, you know, well, what would be a ninth cup, right? So, but they're, in this context, I feel like they're looking for something that can make them feel connected, and, you know, just something that really does, like, the emotional side, you know, which is Capricorn. They're asking for that. I mean, it's rare. They're not asking, but not that they're not emotional, but they're just not ones to be open emotionally like that. And so they aren't being open emotionally like that. They're actually searching for it, you know, in another place. And because they feel like they have what they need, and maybe even a little bit of what they want, like we said, but it's just not what they're looking for. They're looking for something more. They're looking for more. So if you can connect with them emotionally, you know, you might have a chance of getting back in touch, but you have to, you know, approach it in that way of like, that's what they're looking for. And if you can't provide that, then it's, you know, it's going to be hard to connect with the person, because that's what they're looking for, is some actual emotional intimacy connection, something to where they feel almost like Pisces, where they can like merge with the person and know you are connected, like, which is weird for Capricorn. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this person has like strong Pisces moon or Venus, because, you know, that they're trying to look for emotional connection, something that makes them feel like their purpose, they know their purpose in life. I mean, obviously their work is not cutting it for this Capricorn. So, yeah, they could have felt like they were neglected, or like they were just putting in all the effort, you were too busy maybe, or just they couldn't connect with you emotionally for whatever reason. So if you can do that, if you can figure out how to do that, be more open emotionally with them and kind of like get them to see that somehow, if it's not too late, then I think you might have a chance of connecting with them. But until then, you know, that's what they're looking for. So, you know, be considerate of that as you approach them in the future, you know, if you decide to. How does my Pisces person feel about me? I'm Cancer. This is for mystery. Okay, well, 1 second, let's see. Yeah, this person is very determined to, and they're going to be making a decision pretty soon here if they haven't already, or maybe they're like making it today or like now around this time, because this is no longer, excuse me, the position they're in now is not a position of like thinking about what to do or contemplating anything. It's like, no, I'm taking action now. Like, I will be making a decision. I already know what it is, and it's what it's going to be. It's decisive, you know, like they've decided this and they're going to do this now. It's wands, it's action, you know, wands. They're taking action. And also with the King of Fire here, this is, you know, very determined person to get what they want and need out of a situation, whatever that is. And what they want and need in a situation looks to be, you know, some kind of reunion between you or coming together. If you guys are still together, I would say they're trying to reconnect and get closer, or for something they're trying to reunite with or spark again between you. If you guys aren't, you know, in contact at all, then I would say that they're trying to be in contact. But they're very determined about this. You know, there's a decision they're going to be making, or maybe they've made today, or they're going to be making very soon. You know, like they've already made it, basically. Like, they already know they're going to make this. It's not contemplation. It's like they're doing it, and it's about a reunion. So I would say something is disconnected between you, distant between you, or has been for a while, and they're trying to, you know, spark that up again. And if you guys aren't talking, even better, because that's what they're trying to do. So they're trying to reconnect with you and reunite in some way. Caring, nurturing. It's hard to break this bond because the person is emotionally connected to you. You know, they care a lot and it's genuine. Great. It's what we want to see. It's awesome. Okay, so there could have, okay. I'm not going to censor myself. There could have been a situation where there was like more than one person involved or something, but I think, And if not, then we're just talking about basically like them collaborating with others. Like there's definitely others involved, if not in the romantic situation. It's just talking about like it's not just you and them. It's like they are social, or they're going out and they're connecting and they're exchanging ideas with people. It could be work related. Either way, this is something where they had to kind of like make a decision. And the decision they made at first could have been something that was kind of hasty, They wanted to do something that made them feel good and happy, so they went that way. And it could have been a regret for them. And they could have switched that up and then made the decision to kind of change it in order to like, this is what this reunion could be about. Like, I fucked up. I kind of want to like change that and go back. Can we like make this work again? Or can I fix that? You could have already forgiven them, but this is where they're at with it. Like, they want to like be what you guys were again. They want it to be like how it was. So, as you can see here, this is kind of what I'm seeing is there's this whole energy of like, other people being involved, or some, exchanging of ideas, collaboration, with people. So other people there in the situation, not necessarily romantic, could have been for sure, but not necessarily. Just, there's definitely more than one person and their ideas and their opinions in the picture. So then we have this person who like really doesn't know that they have a decision to make. They feel like their decision, their position in the situation isn't really like of much worth. I mean, they don't think that it will really change anything. So they probably didn't really think that this would lead to anything that would break you guys apart or cause any need for this reunion to happen. They didn't really think it was going to do much. They didn't know they had swords in their hands. They didn't know that they were going to cut deep and it was going to change some things. So, with the Page of Wands, this was a hasty decision on their part. They were thinking of what's going to make me so happy right now, and this is the thing. And it probably wasn't. Maybe for a short time, if we do have this fire here, it could have been just kind of like that, in this young fire. It's like just that, not thinking it through very much, just kind of being determined to get to that 10 of Cups. It's not even like it's the complete 10 of Cups. So they were like really hoping this was going to be something that they would feel really good about. And it just doesn't work like that always. They were hoping, and it just wasn't it wasn't the right way to do it. They made a decision too hastily, and now I think they're going to be coming back around and trying to fix it. So let me know if that resonates. Let me know if it doesn't as well. Of course. Very interested in knowing either way. But, I'm pretty sure it did. Just because that's what I'm seeing. But let me know if it didn't. Usually not the case, but, I'm open to it. Huh? Huh? I'm doing some readings. Okay. We have a general for Monday, Aries. Yes, okay. Yeah, of course, mystery. You're welcome. Okay. So tell me, for Aries. What's Monday looking like for Aries, a general? What's Monday looking like for Aries, generally? Gucci. What's Monday looking like for Aries, generally? It's like 10:21, babe. Babe. Okay. So Monday for this Aries person. What do we need to know about Monday, and what do we want to bring to our attention about Monday for Aries? I think I'm gonna do a series like that and I'm gonna start doing like dailies every now and then. I've recorded a couple of them, but I don't really know like how, the whole editing thing. I like to do them live, so I don't have to edit shit. But then, when I go live, people want to ask questions, and I can't really just like do readings for Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. People are like, well, are you doing personal readings? And I don't really think they're interested much in just hearing about each sign individually, like not their personal situation. Let me know how you guys feel about that, because I want to know if I should be doing that or if I shouldn't. Okay, so Aries here. We have, you're ready for excitement. You're ready for something new, an adventure maybe even. I mean, it's just something like fun. Something that makes you feel alive. You're really not trying to worry about things. You're trying to just like go and do something fun. Have a good time, excitement. And it could be involving a Cancer person, but more so I feel like it's just something where you have to get outside, you have to get moving. You're just like, I'm so stuck. Maybe you've been, excuse me, maybe you've been quarantined, or not quarantined, but you know, staying at home, and you just need to get out. You know, this is like pushing forward. And it's really like with Aries, like they're not always really considering first where they're going. They're just like, let's go. Not that they're always careless or something, but I mean, when we're talking about the Chariot and Cancer, we're talking about someone who is more cautious. So with Aries, though, I feel like it's more like, instead of like looking which Sphinx here down at the bottom, black and white, which one of these is going to lead me in the right direction that I want to go? It's not so much about right direction, it's just about fun direction, you know, a good time. So it's, you don't have to think much about it, but you are moving in a certain direction. So I feel like you're kind of just going for it. You're really wanting to go and do something, maybe travel, explore something. Do something where you're having to like get up and move and get out there. And then we have Aquarius here. So, you know, if we're not talking about an Aquarius specifically, and we could be talking about both, but if it's not Aquarius, or if it is, it could also be talking about, excuse me. Oh, hang on a second. It could also be talking about basically you have, it's probably going to happen. You know, you can hope for it to happen. I feel like you have a good chance of that happening. Like you having this good experience and not having to worry too much about it. Like you said, or like we said, with the Fool, it's really not something that you're trying to concern yourself with. It's like worries from the past. You're just trying to get out there and have a good time. And with the Star, it's kind of saying like, that's probably what's going to happen. You have a good chance of that happening. Like, don't even worry about it. Things should be good on Monday. But let's see anything else. Anything we need to know about Monday. It just seems like, you know, it's going to be fun. So go and do something fun. Like, don't sit in the house, you know, don't do something you always do. It's time for you to have an adventure. And it looks like it's very likely to happen. So why is this coming out? Why is this adventure needed for Aries, this Aries person on Monday? The Moon, Pisces. Remember we were just talking about this, the Moon. So, you know, let me get some more, but I already feel like I kind of have an idea of what this is saying. Let me just get a few more so I can kind of put a story together here for you. Clarify the Moon here for Aries. Okay. Oh, that's a twist. So no. I mean, I was thinking like you feel a bit kind of lost. You feel a bit kind of like you need to get out of your head. Clouded thinking. That's what happens sometimes. Maybe in like that cabin fever. It's just like you are not seeing things clearly. Things are just kind of like in a fog. And you need to get outside and you need to just do something more in your element, more in like fire and passionate and exciting and adventure. So that's what you're kind of like going to be focused on. You have a good chance of that being able to happen. And the reason this is happening is because you've been very emotional lately. Very, very emotional. And with Aries, that's not something they're always comfortable with. I mean, water. Maybe it hasn't been really a pleasant experience for you to be that in your emotions because you've been stuck in the house the whole time. Maybe that's why. I mean, you've just been by yourself, or you've just been kind of like in an area, you know, you haven't been able to get out and do things. So you're just kind of like really feeling your shit. It's like hard to get out of that. And it has been a fog for you. It's been very like confusing for you. You're not used to this kind of energy, even though you could have had good support around you, which could have helped you not go crazy. But now it's just like you just have to like stop being in your head. Because, you know, the Moon here is clouded thinking. So I feel like this is just something that was kind of overwhelming for you. Just overall, it was just very, you know, not like negative all the way, but just, you know, kind of a bummer, you know, for you. So that's why this is happening. This is why you need to get out and get into the sun tomorrow. Get into that sun and just enjoy life. Seriously. I mean, look at how he's just, I mean, la-da-da. He just needs to get out. So I feel like for you, you just need to get out. Don't even hesitate. Do that shit. Do something fun tomorrow. And it should be able to work out for you. Nothing bad. Nothing bad that I can see. You know, another reader might be able to tell you a few other things, but as for what I'm getting right now, seems like you just are advised to go and do something fun. And get out of the house. For the sake of your mental health and your, you know, emotional well-being. Which is fucking pretty cool to me. Like, okay, your only assignment is to go and have a good time. Oh, okay, I can do that shit. Don't have to tell me twice. Alright, let's get another one, and then we will... Oh, schnapp. Okay. I'd slow down. I can't even like read one. Let me see. Okay. La 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 la. La 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 la. Okay, what's coming towards me in love in the next 2 months? Who is that? In the next 2 months, Maggie Polo. Okay, Maggie. What's coming in for love in the next 2 months? Anything for love for Maggie in the next 2 months? Anything we need to know in the next 2 months for Maggie regarding love? Regarding love, what's coming in for Maggie in the next 2 months? What do you need to know? I'm getting tired. Look at my eyes. Just need some eye drops up in this bitch. Okay. I almost went like trying to shuffle them like that's not gonna happen. Maggie, what is happening for her in the next 2 months regarding love? Anything new coming in? What do we need to be aware of? What do you want to bring to our attention for Maggie in the next 2 months for love? Love, love, love. Use your better judgment, sister. Look at this. Do not ignore your intuition, okay? Use your better judgment. You know these things. Do not ignore that shit because I'm guessing it's going to be important for your love life. That's what we're asking. Oh, shit. Okay, so use your better judgment, and we'll clarify this in a second, but I feel like it could be saying to you that maybe it's better to, like, close yourself off instead of being so open. Like, if you're the type of person that's like, I'm open for anything, you know, yeah, I'll have, you know, if they want to date, sure, I'll go out. It's like, you gotta kind of, like, not be open to everyone. I mean, not to say, like, be closed off, but it's kind of advising that, like, use your better judgment, you know, don't always feel the need to give or take any offer that's given, you know, don't feel the need to, like, put yourself out there always, and don't always feel the need to, like, accept any kind of offer. I mean, you don't always have to accept everything. You can say no. You know, you can do what you really just want to do. You don't have to be like that nice person. You know, it's saying use your better judgment. All right, let's go further. Kind of freaks me out, but it's okay. Yeah, because it's really not time for you to be doing anything with love. It's really time for you to go and search for, it's funny. It's time for you to, let me finish. It's time for you to search for, you know, more meaning in life. And really what's kind of the risk, I guess you could say here, is that, you know, it's saying use your better judgment because you're on this journey trying to, like, search for more purpose and meaning. And that could be a very vulnerable time. And you could run into somebody who notices that you're kind of in this, you know, vulnerable position, and they want to kind of, like, take advantage of that. So, I mean, it's saying use your better judgment because you are trying to find something that means something to you in life. And if you're closed off more and just kind of, like, focused on yourself, like, again, what means something to you? Not, like, outside or not anybody to fill a void, but, like, what in life can you just count on to fill voids? Like, not just, like, a person or a thing that can vanish at any time. You know, not to be dependent on something that you can't control. I mean, because that's limiting. And it's also, they have some level of control over you, and that's not really something that feels healthy. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't fill voids. You know, maybe temporarily, but it really kind of just makes you dependent on that so that it can keep filling that void. It's not really filling the void. You know, it's just, you don't want to be dependent on outside things. You know, you want to look within. So if you can do that, if you can try to be a little closed off more than open while you're doing this, that would be the best thing. You know, again, because it's like you could run into somebody who notices this vulnerability and tries to, like, be everything that you're needing, and maybe really isn't that, you know. So it would be just be too easy to do that, you know, in that kind of position that you're in, trying to search for what really makes you feel alive, or what really makes you feel like life's worth living, or whatever, you know, it is, whatever the context is. It's just something that you're searching for to fill a void, and you don't really want to have new connections necessarily romantically, you know, while you're trying to fill a void, because it's just not, it's not a secure time for you to be open like that. So I would say use your better judgment while you're doing this. If that's something you're going to be doing, it seems like it is, you know, try to do it on your own. This is a solo journey into the mountains. You know, it's kind of like Hermit. Do it on your own, because it's really going to matter what you think and what you feel and what you're trying to find. It's not about focusing on another person. So for love for you for the next 2 months, I feel like you need to use your better judgment a little bit better and, you know, be a bit more reserved, and also focus on yourself, because you're looking for something it's like nagging at you, and you need to like fill it, and it might take longer than 2 months, you know. It might take longer than a year. You need to just focus on it though, because until you do fill it, it's going to be something that's vulnerable within you. You don't want to risk, like I said, just like being vulnerable and just having like that dependency on another person to fill that. It's not going to be, you know, pretty. It's not going to be cute if you have to depend on another person for that. We do it all the time, and it's not cute. You know, it's not something that feels secure. So this is no different. You know, I would say focus on not love. Focus on self-love for sure. So no changes in love. I mean, you might have some offers that I would advise you to, you know, use your better judgment on. It seems like it's trying to get you in the direction of like not being involved with people though, at least right now, you know? So, I saw somebody else, and I don't know if you're still around. General reading, please. This is for NK. Okay, NK. Oh, Shanop. Okay, are you feeling betrayed? Or like there was a betrayal of trust, there was a, like you could be cut off, or you feel like you're dead to a person, or you feel like a person's dead to you. I would think this would be like your feelings more, like betrayal. Not like you caused this, but this is like turmoil, basically. You just feel like done. You just feel like, and it's unexpected too, because you see these 10 swords here in the person's back. It's not like they had time to like defend themselves. No, it happened. They didn't see it coming. So it's likely that you trusted the person who did this to you, or caused this, you know, feeling within you, this betrayal of trust of some sort. You know, you didn't expect it. So it's pretty heavy, but what's cool about the hand here is like you're ready to accept it and move forward. It's not something that's going to, even if it does hold you back for a second, you're going to be good. It's just, you know, it's turmoil right now though, I feel, because we do still have this 5 of Wands. We still have people kind of like going off each other, and like there's so much tension. Like it's not, you know, it's not really like this happened. It's kind of like it's happening. It doesn't feel good. So let's see what else is going on here. It's just there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of drama. And it doesn't even need to be there, but it just is. It could be like petty drama too. You know, it could just be like dumb bullshit that people are fighting over here. You're considering, yeah. You come from a place of like caring more. Like you can understand and like see people's positions. You don't need to, you know, be that person who's like the 5 of Swords, for example, like that one who has to win and just prove your point no matter what, like in unfair ways. It doesn't matter. You have to, no, you're more the person who's like, I can see what they mean. I know how they feel. And like, you're not trying to like impose on anyone or like cause any extra drama. So I see you coming in strongly as the Queen of Cups. And so that means you're like nurturing, you're kind of seeing other people's side. You're not really so much caught up in the middle of this whole brawl. It's like you're kind of the caring one, maybe even the mediator, trying to be. But here, you know, you're looking at a situation that's like, you're looking at how everything has come together, like where you're at now, like how everything has kind of, every event and every experience, every memory with a person or a situation, maybe many people, whatever it is, you're like looking at this whole thing, like just taking it in, like like kind of like reminiscing in a way. You know, you're just kind of thinking about how it's all come together and just all the times and how it's all what it is now. It's just like kind of a lot to take in, you know, all this stuff and all these experiences. And, you know, you're wanting someone to take responsibility, you know, either that or you're taking responsibility. But I feel like even if you want somebody to take responsibility more than it's you taking responsibility, I still feel like you're taking responsibility, you also want someone else to take it too. So it's kind of like you know, you see everything from a sympathetic viewpoint, but you're like, you understand that like there's, you know, some people need to like step up and own up and like admit to some things. If not literally admit to some things, their energy needs to be more of like accepting instead of like blaming everybody else. You're like, I've taken responsibility for what I'm doing and what my place. I'm kind of expecting that from you too. And so I don't really see you kind of like demanding that, but it seems like that's kind of your energy right now. So you're kind of like hoping for that, or just kind of like feeling like eventually, you know, it'll happen, or, you know, I don't really see you waiting around too long. It doesn't feel like you're demanding of it, but it doesn't seem like you're going to just be this doormat either. Like, this is what eventually you expect. And you may not get it. You may not get it, because this person here is not committed to any one thing for any length of time. I mean, as soon as this started, it ended, and it's just in and it's out, and you're like, what happened? You know, I don't even get it, because this person's not really the committal type. You cannot keep them there, and you can't keep them responsible either. So good luck with that. I don't think it's gonna, you're wanting them to take responsibility. They're probably just gonna go off to the next thing. You know, they're not gonna be like you. They're not gonna understand, you know. It's almost like Five of Swords is here, but it's not that bad. But it's a person who is not owning up to their part, and that sucks, you know. So it's a betrayal, unexpected. You trusted them, and you're seeing now that they're not being responsible about other people's feelings. They're not considering other people. They're kind of just like, I'd rather avoid all of this. Bye-bye. You know, so. But you guys, I gotta go. My iPad's gonna die. And also, gotta check out of here. So I will see you guys later throughout the day. Middle of the day, we'll do this again, okay? So come back, and please like this video. Please subscribe. If you haven't already, subscribe. Hit the notification bell next to subscribe. And see you next time I go live, okay? I want to see you guys there. Thanks. That was fun. Okay. Bye.